All right, so this is to show you how I do attendance. First thing you're going to want to do is export your class list, and I use one of these pre-made files. I chose the one that doesn't have both parents' email addresses because then you'd have double listings for the child in the list and you just want one. So you open up that list. You're going to want to download it as an Excel file. So you're going to click that button at the upper left-hand corner of the middle section, download it. Now you could actually open this straight up in Sheets. I just played with a little bit in Numbers before I copied the data over into Sheets. Either way is fine. I eliminated the columns that I didn't think would be useful to me. You can keep whatever columns you want, but most of these I didn't think I would need. So, and you can do this multiple at a time too. I was just kind of stumbling along as I was doing this, but you could actually highlight several columns and delete them all at once to save a little bit of time. But as you can see, it doesn't take that long to do it anyway. So the one thing you do want to keep on is the teacher's name, because you're going to filter by that teacher's name when you take attendance so that you're only seeing the classes, the students from that class. Obviously, you're going to want to keep the parents' email addresses so that you can contact them if you need to. And then just because of the way that I like to look at it, I wanted to move the teacher's name over to the left so that when I'm taking attendance, the name that I see right next to where I'm putting in my attendance information is the student's name. So I'm fidgeting with trying to figure out how to add the row here, and I don't use Numbers a whole bunch. I was looking for the word insert, and I think it says add column to the left or something like that in Numbers, but I think in Excel it says insert column. So finally I figured out how to do it here. I see the button. There it is. And then I copied the teacher's names, which I had copied from the other column, and then I pasted them there, and then I can delete that other column where it had been. You should really just be able to, in Excel you can just cut that column and then paste it, which is what I was looking to do in Numbers, and I didn't see an easy way to do that. Anyway, then I'm copying all of the data from that document. I'm going to open up a new Sheets in Google Sheets. And you're just going to go ahead and paste all of the contents from your clipboard onto there. So this is basically a list of all of your students that you teach and their parents' email addresses and their homeroom teachers. All right there. Now most of the time you're not going to want to see all of those fields, so you can hide them. So what I did was I just hid everything that I don't need to look at on a regular basis. I don't need their parents' email addresses unless I need to contact them directly. Then you're going to want to add, and this is under data, I believe. Might be under tools, it might be under, yeah. It's under data. You want to create a filter, and now you can filter by the teacher's name. So this is how I take attendance. I always have this sheet open, and then I just filter by the teacher who I'm seeing at that moment. It brings up just their list of kids. Each column I add a new column for each day, and then I hide the previous column, so I'm not looking at all of the dates and having to scroll a long ways. I just hide every day. I hide the previous day and I add a new one. As you're taking attendance, you can mark the kids absent like that. Okay. Now here's kind of where the magic happens. So you could actually mark them absent with just a number, and then you would only have to add. But I like to be able to also say if they're tardy. So I use AB for absent and T for tardy. I figured it out. So you want to turn back on, you want to select all so that all of your students are now visible, and you can go to the very, very top of your spreadsheet. Now is when you're going to want to add this this formula. So it's a total formula that I'm adding in. The formula is equal count if, and then you're going to drag your mouse across all of those columns. Now I'm just doing it for the first student for right now, but it's easy to copy that formula down for every other student. Okay? So, and then I got this error because I clicked enter, and you don't really need to do that yet. What you want to do is to find the parameters, and then it's comma, and then quote. I put AB because I'm using AB for absent, but whatever you're using for your thing, once it's in there, then you're going to drag that formula down, and it will automatically update it for every student. Now here's kind of why you want to do it this way, and this is where the magic happens. So this is a brand new spreadsheet, so only kids who will have been marked absent right now on this one are going to be the ones I just added. So what you can do is you can add a filter to this, and I forgot where that was, but now I remember that it's in the data field. You want to add the filter, and then you can filter by the number of absences. So if you only want to talk to the parents who have kids who've missed more than 3 classes or 2 classes or whatever, you're just going to select that number in the filter. So you can do select, like probably and realistically in a couple weeks I'll select 3, 4, 5, anything above 3. Like if a kid has missed 2 classes, that's kind of excusable under the circumstances, but any more than that, then they need to have figured it out. So this is going to give me a list of all of the kids who fit that criteria, all of the kids who've missed those classes. Now, if I expand this list back out, the email addresses of all those kids' parents are right there. So I can easily copy that entire column and email one email to all of those parents that says, your kid is missing chronically their music time. So the one thing you want to do is if you're sending multiple parents, you don't want to send it in the to line to everybody at once. You want to create a blind carbon copy so they can't see each other's email addresses. So I usually just send a copy to myself if I'm doing this kind of thing, and then I in the BCC line, I would copy those email addresses. And you can say whatever you want to say in the email, and you send it off, and that's all you got to do.